Garbage. It's awesome. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hey.
Hello.
Who
Hello,
are you
everyone.
guys? What are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Get out of my house. Welcome to the Crafty Boys, where we do stuff and we talk about beer, and then we I don't know, we just chat because we like to talk about shit. So
yeah.
And of course, Locke is in a completely different location. Is that a huge Christmas tree outside? What is that behind your head there?
No, that is.
What was that just? Oh, it's just the street. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. That's all right. Look at just the way that the anyway. So, boys, who wants to go first? Locke, you're in the mystery location, so therefore you should go first because I'm very curious what you're going to pull off now.
Right. So, Yvette doesn't drink. You gave me half an hour to sort this out. I had no beer. One of her friends gave her martini sparkling wine. So what I'm going to be doing this evening is drinking martini sparkling wine and discussing it in the larger context of I don't know.
I'm very curious what this
next.
Is. Keith, what are you drinking today?
So I've started the keto diet, so beer is not on the menu, but I do have Ardbeg Wee Beastie 5-year. It is a single malt Scotch whiskey.
Oh, nice!
It is superb.
Yes, I am a fan of Ardbeg. So I used to work at the 4 Mile pub liquor store, and while I was working there, Gray, son of the owner, treated me to a little bit of Ardbeg. He praisingly described it as like being punched in the face over a campfire.
Yeah,
wow.
I can see that being a descriptor of one of their whiskeys. This is very smoky, quite peaty, but very delicious.
So, sorry, would you say the description was being punched in the face by a campfire or punched in the face near a campfire?
No, over a campfire.
Over a campfire.
Like being held over a campfire while getting punched in the face.
Okay.
That's
this is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
He was very fond of it.
For a whiskey, that is pretty good. That is a good description.
And for peatier malts, I'd have to say that I think it's probably a little bit sounder on price point than say a Lagavulin, but yeah, it is very smoky and very peaty.
Any more comments about it, Keith? There.
I just find it fascinating. I do once in a while do get that feeling of being punched in the face. So
okay,
yeah.
Would you call yourself a whiskey connoisseur?
I have recently started down the path of whiskeys and trying different types of whiskeys. So in the beginnings of becoming a connoisseur.
Okay. That's fair. How would this one rank with some of the other ones that you have sampled to this point?
So out of like the 5 more expensive ones that I've sampled, this would rate probably 3 or 2. The other one that I'm comparing it to, and that I'm thinking that it comes close to, is Eknock, which is a very it's a smoother whiskey, but also a little smoky, which is a quality I enjoy in a whiskey.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm asking because I've actually never had a whiskey that I actually like.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's just the fact that I've been trying like the cheap crap or what. And I couldn't tell you. I have no idea what they were. So
what would you want? What would you want it to be? What would like if you were to imagine your whiskey experience as something that you would treasure for a lifetime and might make you want to buy more whiskey, Alan? What would that experience be like? Like just give us a taste of
I don't know
what you would hope for.
What I would hope for is that the whiskey wouldn't taste like medicine, or like I'm drinking mouthwash.
All right. Do you drink any other hard liquor?
No.
Yeah. So the medicinal part could be the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm thinking it. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that it's just probably my palate. Just it's either something like it's an acquired taste, or I don't know. I mean, I've been a beer drinker. That's my thing.
Yeah. No. That's fair. Yeah. And nothing wrong with that. Hogarth was very praising of beer drinkers as opposed to us bad gin whiskey types.
You know, it's a road I wouldn't mind going down. I wish it wasn't so expensive, but yes, I would like to try some whiskeys, you know, at some point, just to sort of like get my feet wet with it and try a bunch of different kinds, just to get a better feel for it.
Find out whether I have seen events pop up where you could sample whiskeys, just like a wine tasting. There's whiskey tastings.
Okay.
And that might be up your alley.
Yeah, I think so. I sense a group thing at some point.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you drinking, Alan?
What am I drinking? So I pulled something out of my cellar. I've been holding this for a few years. So this is from Category 12 Brewing in Victoria. It is their Quantum. Let's see if I can bring it up here. This is from their Barrel Age series. It's a Russian Imperial Bourbon Vanilla Stout. This is from their 2021 vintage. So I guess I've had it for 4 years. It says on the bottle here, we've harnessed a world of flavor within the confines of this bottle. 1 year in the making, the natural richness of our Russian Imperial Stout has leveled up after resting within white oak bourbon barrels on Madagascar vanilla beans to create a sensory experience that is just right. I've actually already opened the bottle and poured it. This is what it looks like here. It's basically, it looks like motor oil with a little bit of a head. It's very thick, a really good mouthfeel. You could totally smell the bourbon and the oakiness to it. Not so much the vanilla, but man, this is a really good beer. Now, this came out in 2021. It was expensive when it came out. I don't remember exactly how much. I think this one was a gift, but I had bought another one for myself, and I seem to remember it was about $20. But yeah, it's really good. I'm a little bit saddened by the fact that I'm drinking this now, and I will never be able to drink it again unless they put it out again at some point, which they might.
They might. I think I had that one back in the early days of that recipe, like maybe 2016, 2017 sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Actually, come to think about it, I think they did put it out last year. So I should look for it this year. It is a strong beer. It comes in at 10.5%, which means I'm getting wrecked. By the end of the program, I'll probably be pissing myself. But yeah, fun times.
Join the club.
Yeah, Shane, what are you going to be drinking?
Well, I'm hopefully not going to be pissing myself, but today I am lazy, and I'm drinking Red Truck's Shut up, La Strada Italian Pilsner, because somebody gave it to me because I'm awesome. So
That's a good reason.
I got, hey, it's free beer. They gave it to me, and I'm like, I will now drink it. So I'm just gonna pour it out here. It's a very light beer-ish in color, beer-ish beer color. Essentially, it's all right. It's not bad. I've drank a lot of this, to be honest.
I've been liking my Italian pilsners lately.
Italian pilsners are so good.
Now this one,
I would love to try that one, Shane.
I have 5 more. The classic Italian dry hopped pilsner will have you coming back for more. Prendo le sopro, whatever they're saying. Salut. It is rocking in. I was actually looking for the ABV 5.2. So the international beer units are probably non-existent.
Well, no, because there's a little bit of a hoppiness kick to it. Just very slight. There is probably a bit of an IBU rating on it, but I mean, I don't think they would publicize it or anything. Like, that's not the main reason why people drink that.
Okay, yeah, it's a solid point. Now, let's just have a wee chat about alcohol content for a minute, because the alcohol content that you're drinking there, Alan, that is what was the ABV?
10.5.
10.5, yeah. And you're drinking Ardbeg. Now, is that cask strength Ardbeg, or is that what's the ABV on that?
The ABV is 47.4%.
Is what?
47.4%.
47.4%. So that's sounding like, if it's not cask strength, it's still stronger than your 40%.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what I'm drinking, and I want to make this clear, because if I have anything useful to talk about this evening, it's this. So this is what I was able to scrounge up. Now, this is 7% alcohol, so it's not a high alcohol beverage as wines go.
Mm-hmm.
As wines go, this would be low alcohol. But what it is sugary and fizzy as fuck. And what is the effect that it's having on me? It's getting me kind of close to giddy drunk. because it's not just the alcohol per volume, it's how does it enter the bloodstream.
Yes.
That is very good point. Very good point.
The bubbles go right to the head.
Well, yes.
I was actually looking that up. It seems that it is a. This is from the. Here we are. This is the one that you're currently consuming. This one here.
Yeah, that's the one.
So let's see, 730 mils.
High on the sweetness level.
Yeah. Look. I find it intolerably sweet, if I'm being honest. I'm not a sweets guy, as everybody knows, but like live experiment on national broadcasting.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
We're broadcasting to the world.
How many people are watching us right now? 2?
Probably.
Yeah. So this bottle of Ardbeg was actually free as well.
What?
So I helped a coworker. She was working on her MBA and was doing some accounting courses. And she popped in and asked a couple times, "Hey, I have a few questions. Can you help me with this?" And she was the senior VP at our company. So after she passed her course, she provided me with a very lovely bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask how much would a bottle like that run?
I would defer to to someone else.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that. I mean, look, I remember back in the old days when I was last weighing out whether I was more inclined towards Ardbeg or Lagavulin for an Isla malt at price point, if it's a good one and it's cast strength and all of that. And I remember thinking, I sort of came to the conclusion that I think at the time, Ardbeg would have been a $63 bottle, whereas Lagavulin would have been a $70-$80 bottle, something like that. I don't know if that's still the case. I'm guessing probably both have shot up by at least $20. I would expect Ardbeg would now be probably a $70 bottle minimum. I'm guessing that Lagavulin's probably 120. Well, sort of 80 to 120, maybe $90, $100, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a cheap way to get drunk. That's for fucking sure. What it traditionally had going for it was that because it was a refined alcohol, you had all of the mental and social lubricant without getting super wobbly about it, if you see what I mean.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting all sloppy.
I just pulled it up, and the Ardbeg is going for $80.
$80. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Julian, friend of the show, is very sad today.
Why is that?
He was unable to locate Alberta Springs, and we're not sure why. Alberta Springs seems to be hard to get.
What is Alberta Springs?
Alberta Springs is like
it's a whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Alberta Springs. I think he is of the view that Alberta Premium is Sketch whiskey, and that Alberta Springs is the premium sipping whiskey of Alberta's whiskey product. And I for all that I don't know that like there was a product called Dark Horse that I was very, very fond of, which is coloring my opinion about all of this. But he's probably right. It is a very, very good sipping whiskey, and one that if he is having trouble finding it, I guess is sort of leaving me wondering. Well, is this the effect of free trade within Canada starting to be felt, such that we're seeing pressure on Alberta whiskeys?
But didn't they recently, the premiers, meet and sign a memorandum of understanding opening trade interprovincially?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is once you open trade, now there could be a supply problem, which is to say that they might not be able to get it because everybody wants it. Maybe it's all going to Ontario.
Well, that's a good point.
That was what I was thinking, actually. Is just because there's more possibilities for Alberta Springs to fan out across Canada, and that doesn't mean that there's going to be an increase in supply, just an increase in demand.
But
it's going to cause the prices to go up.
Right. But this is, I thought the memorandum of understanding was so recent because they only announced it, I thought, this week that the deal was closed. And so having
if you're saying that you think it's too recent for that to have been an effect, could have been, yeah. Like I don't know. I'm looking at this from a 30,000 view. Like I don't know what's going on in the ground right now because I'm busy with other things. But yeah, I mean, I just knew that it was happening, and so it was a question. I thought, like,
What is explain to me what is Alberta Premium different than Alberta Springs? They're made by the same people, they're made by different distilleries. I'm not sure. I'm asking because I really don't know.
Let me double check on this because um I think
Julian has put in another comment.
Lots of Alberta Springs liquor store. I was sad because Alan was sad. Well then. You were saying there, Locke. Oh, apparently he.
Hold on.
You're still there. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think he's on his phone and he's looking something up on his phone.
I'm literally looking it up right now because I just want
to. So there are different processes that you can put whiskey through.
Yeah, like so I
make it taste differently.
I'm trying to determine whether it's a full grain rye. Alberta Springs.
A 10-year-old blended Canadian rye whiskey. Yes.
But does it say? Sure, it's a Canadian rye whiskey. Is it a full grain rye?
That it does not say. Let's take a look. Oh God, really? What? Oh, why? Okay, you know what? Alberta Springs or Alberta Distillers. Screw you and your age.
Yeah. See, this is so it's pours brilliant golden cover of aromas, taste blah 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 blah, and a touch of spicy rye. Yeah, it's a Canadian whiskey, meaning it's not a full grain rye. The reason I prefer, and I've been over this with Julian, he thinks I'm nuts, but it's, to me it's sort of like rum, where frankly, Lemon Heart is just a different product than Bacardi or any rum made out of molasses. Yeah, like what it is Demerara rum, and what Alberta Springs is, I don't know. I think it's Canadian whiskey, which is to say that it's not a full grain rye. It might be a good sipping whiskey, and I will take Julian's word for it because he loves it a lot. He's told me off about it in the past. He must have done that for a reason. But me, I like the Alberta Premium, and to be fair, they had a premium product called Dark Horse, which is no longer in the market, but which was amazing.
Well, I tell you what, I have an idea. The next time we're all in the same place at the same time, what we need to do is plan ahead, and each of us gets a bottle of whiskey and brings it so we can try 4 different whiskeys all on the show at the same time.
It's a great idea. Love it.
Fantastic.
Okay. So coming in 2028 will be the show. Maybe not.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
What we're really watching here right now is a comparison of high alcohol content versus like the strategies of delivering alcohol. Just make lots of alcohol. Yeah, that's a way of doing it. Get it into the bloodstream using sugar and fizziness. That's another way of doing it. And
I mean, you can also just inject it right into your veins.
Sure, and people do that, of course. But I think the other piece is the carbs, and that's what you get in your Russian stouts. It's a high alcohol drink, but it's got that satisfying carb hit that kind of mellows you out. No, Alan?
Yes. I don't know. There's something comforting about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I shudder to think how many calories were in this. Just from carbs.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I was a good boy. I went for a run today.
Now here's a question for you. Was it your stout there? Was it sweet, or was it a relatively dry stout? It was sweet.
No, it was sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so sweet. In fact, I don't think you would have liked it, Locke.
Yeah, it could be.
So, I mean, I like sweet things sometimes. In say a Russian Imperial Stout, yes, I do, but not in everything. So it depends on the beer style. Herminators are, in my opinion, sweet. Would you agree, Locke?
Yeah, they're a little sweet.
Yeah. So I mean, this is kind of on par with a Herminator as far as sweetness goes.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, but I mean, an IPA, no, not sweet. Shane's
Herminators were a seasonal beer for the same reason that Christmas pudding is a seasonal dish.
And like I said, I mean this here was seasonal. This was a very limited release. They put out around this time of year, I would think. Maybe a little bit later. So,
what is your favorite seasonal booze? Because Alan and I have been talking about doing the Parallel 49 Advent calendar, which I'm having trouble finding in my city. But
I've got mine.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready to go to Victoria just to hop on the ferry, go buy it, and come back. But the good for mixing with ginger ale if you're pouring, I'm drinking it exactly. But over your entire lifetimes, what is sort of the go-to? Like when you think of, oh, it's Christmas time, what is the drink that you instantly pops into your mind? Like, is it a particular beer, a particular whiskey, something, I don't know, a liqueur or what?
So every Christmas since I've been an adult, we used to get Sortilage, which is a creamy maple whiskey. And we would either put it in our coffees or drink it straight. It's very sweet, strong maple flavor, but it was so delicious. And
it's a maple syrup liqueur. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
it's almost like Bailey's, but maple syrup. It's Canadian. It's really, and it reminds me of the holidays. I swear you could probably pour it on like French toast or something. It's perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sortilage can refer to the Canadian whiskey and maple syrup liqueur. The name has also been used to a 1945 horror film and a French heavy metal band.
Sorry, say the name again.
Sortilage. I'm pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Is there a French? Have you heard of this?
French, fucking yeah, absolutely there is. Yeah. I kind of like them. Yeah.
But original cream, blueberry, and prestige. That's so bizarre. Oh, that's the whiskey. Never mind. But okay, who's next?
Who's next? I think we've announced all of our beverages. What I will say at this point is that this thing is like revoltingly sweet. But that said, I am very giddy and more of a wobbly drunk than I normally am.
Oh, Locke is getting naked, everyone.
Locke, what is your like when you think of holiday drinks, like beer or whatever? What is it that immediately you go to?
I don't.
Like the equivalent of Christmas pudding, but booze. Like Christmas pudding is associated.
Look! I sort of see what you mean, but but holidays and booze, like that's a loaded question.
Literally.
Yeah, well, isn't it? Like there's a certain there was probably a time when my idea of holiday self defense was a bottle of whiskey and a pair of earplugs. You know what I mean? Like, just the rest of you just shut the fuck up. So, but ultimately, like, look, you've got your eggnogs, sure, yeah, awesome. Good with rum, yes. Good with a lot of rum, yeah. I don't know. Let me see. It's a time of year when we automatically put alcohol in our machines, antifreeze, because it's functional to do so. I think probably that started as an anthropomorphication of how we've strategically dealt with like colder climates tend to be drinking ones. No.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Alan, what is your drink of choice?
My drink of choice is the Herminator from Vancouver Island Brewing. Was the original seasonal beer that came out, and in our early 20s, that was like, as Christmas came along, that's all we wanted was Herminators. We gave them to each other as gifts. Yeah.
Actually, that's right. For a long time,
but that was an advance of craft brewing becoming an acknowledged phenomenon, and part of it was that it was a special way of brewing beer, wasn't it?
Yes. So here in the Pacific Northwest, there was craft breweries, but they had like sort of like regular beers that they ran all year long. And then they put together this Herminator, which was a special thing. It was a very limited run. And once it was sold out until next year. And nobody else was doing this. And then it started that other breweries started doing it. And then it became like, with some breweries, every single beer they were making was a special run.
But I had forgotten that was kind of a thing. Like, I remember rushing out to go and get it and buying like 3 6-packs and giving one to you, giving one to Todd. Like, there was sort of a thing where for a while, because it was so special, you had to make an effort to actually get it. And that's kind of what I was wondering about. What kind of things at the holidays do you still associate with, like I'd never heard of this maple flavored like booze. That's so cool.
I would totally be into that.
But it makes total sense considering you are, you grew up in the East, right? So where out here, maple syrup is not so much I think it's more of a pine tree jammed into a blender and made into beer.
You know what my 100% jam is for Christmas beverage, alcoholic wise, would be your coffee with and I'm open to the Irish, the add a little Irish whiskey. Coffee and brandy is good as well.
Okay.
Hot coffee, like and a respectable, bitter roast, not something sour, with probably any whiskey will do, but I actually think rye is optimal because it's warming.
Yeah, exactly.
Little rum could be nice, but it's that experience, and I think it's a broad one. I think it's something that a lot of people probably have somewhere in their catalog of experiences through life, is being with family, getting up in the morning and knowing that, yeah, we put a lot of work into this, but we can relax now. And I'm going to have my stimulant with my alcohol depressant, and it's going to have this marvelous effect of me sitting here catatonic, looking at all the jolly lights and paper and colors, and just going, "Yeah, fuck it."
That is kind of what I was going for. Like,
I
I'm
don't need
curious
to
about this
do
kind of
anything
stuff.
else right now.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of why I'm asking, because there's definitely, because when I was at the store today, I went, and Julian, you were free to roast me, but I was driving at the time. Where there was one advent calendar at Legacy Liquor. We were on the way somewhere else, and on the way back, and then he criticized me for not phoning in and getting it put on hold, which I should have done, but I was driving. So anyway, the point being is that when I was at the liquor store and I was kind of like, crap, it's gone. I could see it right on the counter, and it's somebody called in and put it on hold. So
somebody not named
so
Shane.
Then I grabbed the teller and I gave him a noogie, and then I ran and grabbed it and bolted, and then they tased me.
So violent.
But then but I was staring at bottles of Bailey's, because we were wandering. Julian was looking at whiskey and he was looking for Alberta Springs, couldn't find it. And then I noticed there was Bailey's, and then I was kind of remembering, that was kind of the seasonal drink for my other half's side of the family. And then I was thinking about, like, what kind of drink did I ever really kind of get excited about? Like, oh, I'm going to wake up for a couple of weeks and I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to have coffee, just like you were saying, Locke, and I'm going to put a little booze in it. But what booze do I put in? And Bailey's was an obvious one. But I was thinking back in time, like, what are the drinks that I have around the holidays? And I really didn't have that many. It was not really a thing growing up, and my parents, same sort of thing. They were not really huge into like a holiday like thing. So, but I mean, Bailey's, I guess, would be sort of a default. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ones that might be a little more interesting. Like, I don't know, like, because you have like coffee shops and chains and things, but like, come and get our extra sweet, peppermint jammed up your nose kind of thing. But like Starbucks does all the time. But
Starbucks actually tackled me on the counter and shoved candy canes up my nose one time.
That happened to me last week. I was there and I'm like, I'd like to get a simple black coffee, please. I'm like, no! They grabbed me by the hair and just slammed my face into the counter, and they're like, you're gonna take this peppermint up your butt.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. No. Wouldn't that be quite the experience at a Starbucks?
Wouldn't you hate that around Halloween time when pumpkin spice is still a thing? Just getting that up the butt would be an awful experience.
Well, they'd have to like.
What are we talking about? An entire pumpkin? That sounds insane. I don't know how that would work.
Well, they've got that 10-year-old pumpkin spice, those big jugs, right? And they just kind of throw you down, tie you up, and then they put a funnel into your butt. And
nobody does that to me.
Unless you want them. But no, there's definitely that kind of seasonal thing, because it is getting close to that time of year. So I had a moment earlier going, oh, Allison used to get that. Oh, I really should get some. And then I was thinking, but what else should I get at this time of year? So, I just was kind of thinking about it, and it dawned on me partway through our conversation. I'm like, what kind of drinks did you guys like? But I mean, Herminator would be the closest, right?
When I was a kid, there was nothing. Like, in our house, we didn't have eggnog. There was nothing special beverage-wise at Christmas.
Yeah, same for us. We didn't really... Our holiday feasts or whatever we ate did not come with a special drink.
No.
It's too bad. I mean, now granted, this is when, we're growing up and we're still kids, right? But when we're, now that we're all, of course, adults and whatnot, there's definitely that sort of thing where we get to make our own, like, what is my holiday drink going to be? And I'm kind of like with you, Locke, like, you know, you're going to pour your coffee out, then suddenly there's some whiskey in it or something, you know, holiday-esque that I kind of enjoy. Because, you know, you get hopefully you get a bit of time off. And so you don't have to worry about, you know, hey, it's Christmas time. I'm just going to eat Chex Mix and, you know, whiskey and coffee or whatever. But I don't know. It was just a thought that I had.
Bailey's and coffee that's the shit right there.
Yeah, but it also seems quite universal, right? Like
it is.
That is
it's been
kind
done.
of the cliche one.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Oh,
but there's
actually
a reason for it.
That's true.
One year, I actually had an alternative to Bailey's. And it was
look, many of them out there for the price point. Yeah.
Cabot Trail. That's what it was. Cabot Trail maple cream, which I just is actually at the same place I was looking at that stuff that you're drinking, Locke, in the LCBO. So Cabot Trail. One, for some reason, I don't remember if it was here or in Saskatchewan, but we got some Cabot Trail somehow, and then for that couple of weeks, you know, or after, I have a rule: no holidaying until after Christmas, or sorry, December the 1st. I'm breaking my rule here, but that was kind of a thing where it was like for those couple of weeks leading up to the 24th. And I just don't remember how we got the Cabot Trail, but that was definitely in the coffee almost every day, even when you're like technically working. You know,
recently, I tried a maple cream liqueur that was from the Wayne Gretzky distillery, and it was actually quite nice.
What was it called?
I don't think Wayne Gretzky was in there like stirring the vats or anything, or putting in any of the ingredients. I imagine
Gretzky spirits. So let me just bring this up here. Hang on. Apparently this is Wayne Gretzky Estates. What is this?
Apparently he has estates.
Apparently he has an estate. Okay, so where we are here.
He has at least one estate.
Apparently he has money.
So this is Wayne Gretzky Estates up here, number 99. Spirits and creams. So what have you actually had any of this stuff, Alan? Sorry.
Yeah, so it was a maple cream thing.
Vanilla bean, peach. Oh man, why torturous? Well, let's see. Maple.
The print is too small. I can't read it.
I know. I'm actually just looking for maple cream liqueur. Here we go.
Looks like there was like a pecan cream one as well.
Yeah. There's actually
that's
a
the
few
one
there. Yeah. So this one here.
And it was pretty good.
But whoa, where am I?
Well, here's the thing. Look, as targeted as Gretzky's shots were when he was playing with the NHL, right now he seems to be slapping the world with as many different iterations of his brand as he can and just seeing what sticks.
Which
is fair. Nothing wrong with that.
Rush has beer. I don't know if they actually
Rush has now
their name.
Rush has now several beers, and
none of which are available in BC.
If you want me to do some more Rush product on the show, I think I did one of them, but I'll do more if you want. They've got everything from a high percentage sort of malt liquor kind of offering all the way through to a zero alcohol thing.
Well, it's most important that Alan and I are going to Rush in December 2026. we have tickets already that were really hard to get because they went fast.
Now, remind me again. Somebody died, didn't they? Did Neil Peart die?
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, yeah. He died, oh God, like 5-6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say it's more than that, but... Sorry, what'd you say, Locke?
That's a sad loss.
January 7th, 2020. It actually has been a bit longer. Yeah, so... And I just read his book not too long ago, and the one where he wrote it after his wife and daughter died. His daughter passed away. I think she was killed in a car accident.
Yeah.
And then so he and his wife went to London. I think they went to London and they lived there for like a year. But during that time, she started feeling unwell, and then it turned out she had cancer. So she died not long after, and his book basically starts of like, I was in London, we were doing this stuff, and then kind of the next thing I knew, I was back in his home in Ontario, and he just decided, I'm getting on my bike, I'm packing up, and I'm going. And he drove like 60,000 kilometers or something crazy. Like he went from Ontario across Canada, down through the States, down into like South America and back. So, he was trying to basically cope with what had happened. And then 5 years later, 6 years later, he suddenly has a brain tumor. So yeah, I think he had the same brain tumor or a very similar one to the one that killed Gord Downey. So, but
sorry, very similar to the one that killed Gord Downey.
The same type of brain cancer. So
yeah, I'm assuming that there must be some common vector in being a successful Canadian musician that causes that to happen.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, come on, it's like being awesome or something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's bizarre. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and because one of the things I did the other day, which is kind of twisted, is that I do look up celebrities who have died. So I'm like, in memoriam for 2025, who has passed away? And so I'm going through, and just the other day, I happened to be doing it. And then I'm like, who is this person? They're dead at 40. What's going on? So I'm expecting like drugs and alcohol and fame and all that stuff. Nope. Every single one of them who are dead before the age of 50 all died from cancer. And I'm like, there's got to be a common thread, but no, they're fucking Spanish stars. There's English stars. There's people from Argentina, and I'm like, everyone's dying of cancer.
It would appear that the common vector, to the degree that there is one, is likely
beer,
plastics pollution in the oceans.
I would suspect so. That would be my bet. When you stick plastics in your body, that sounded really weird saying it out loud. I suspect that it irritates your body and it just reacts the way it
does. I could see that being irritating.
I remember reading not too long ago, within the last couple of years, about the number of people being found with microplastics in their testicles. So, boys, you better make sure you're looking at your nuts to check for plastic. I don't know how to finish that sentence. Oh my god!
You just got to make sure that the plastics is sent out, on as regular a basis as they arrive. So
exactly.
Make sure you keep moving.
You were saying, Keith?
I was going to ask, how do you even check yourself for that? For
I suspect that
with
it's quite an unpleasant procedure. Let me help you with that needle.
What the fuck do you want, man?
Excuse me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But
we're all getting glassy-eyed now, except for Shane.
I know.
Look, I've been glassy-eyed for some time, and I hope that I have illustrated the point here that it's not the ABV, it's the other circumstances providing that it enters your bloodstream that makes you drunk.
For full disclosure, Alan, I of course, not too long before we started streaming today, I had to take my dogs outside. And you see the brilliant part about this, when you have a little dog park across the street, you go over there and then you see some people you know that also have dogs coming there, and they go, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And you say, "Yes." Actually, I think I said, "Is the Pope Catholic?" And they said, "Yes." So beer arrived to the dog park, and we might have had a couple of tall cans before
I see.
getting here. Which was it wasn't this, it was a red truck.
Of course it would be red truck.
I can't
red truck
remember.
is right there.
Exactly. I don't recall what the actual thing was, but it was good. So
Red truck is probably throwing them out into the dog park. It's like, we
honestly,
don't want this trash.
I totally wish. Actually, I gotta say the best part about having red truck across the street and having a dog park there is during the summer they open up the food cart, so suddenly there's like food you can have while you're in the dog park drinking their beer, which of course during the pandemic was kind of like, oh yeah, totally do that. Now we've kind of returned to you probably shouldn't do that, and actually it's bizarre. A few weeks back, actually not bizarre, sad. There were two people having a fight in the dog park, and I would say they might have been homeless. I wasn't quite
Were
sure.
they kung fu fighting?
They were kung fu fighting, a woman and a man, and then they decided to disappear. They jumped the fence at the back and went onto the train tracks back behind there. And about, I don't know, 30 seconds later, I start hearing this woman scream, "Oh my God, help me!" And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I called 911 and I said, hi, yeah, I think there's a fight on the train tracks behind Red Truck. So the cops showed up.
Why did they climb over the fence onto the tracks?
Because people do that all the time here. They want to get across to industrial, and since there's no path to get there, because the train tracks are there. They risk getting arrested.
They were just having a bad domestic dispute.
They're having a bad domestic dispute
while trying to navigate across train tracks.
Exactly.
And so
the police show up, and I'm at the dog park with my dogs. They're like, "Hey, who called?" I'm like, "I did." Where did they go? What did they look like?
Work of walking around would have. I mean, that would have
exactly. They could walk, 3 minutes.
10 minutes
down the road
of walking.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
So exactly. So then the police are there. I'm telling them what I saw. Blah blah blah. The whole thing. And there's a bunch of people I know at the dog park that are all standing there watching. And anyway, so eventually the guy goes, "Oh, hey, I think we found them. It looks like they're okay." I'm like, "Okay, awesome. Thanks." It just, when people scream, help me, I'm not going to get involved, but I will get you guys involved. And so then the cop drives off. And it's been like 20 minutes or so. And so the cop leaves. And then suddenly there's all these people staring daggers at me because all these people at the dog park had beer cans in their pockets and they wanted to drink them. And they're like, "Yeah, so you totally fucked us over. The cops are here. We want to drink beer." So I didn't get any beer that day. It was kind of amusing because suddenly it's like 3 different people like, "Oh, they gone? All right." And then off they went. But it was amusing. So
screw you, Shane, for trying to stop a murder.
I know, totally. Yeah. Like it sounded bad. So I'm just like, okay, well, I will call and just say there's, people fighting or whatever. But a woman is screaming for help. Maybe you should come and take a look, because I sure as hell am not doing it, especially leaping the fence. Because that's the thing. For a slight clarification, Locke, there used to be a large hole in the fence that was there for years, and about 3 weeks ago they closed it. They actually fixed the fence, so normally people were going through there all the time.
Right. So what you're saying is that somebody needs to make a hole in the fence again.
I'm sure it'll happen not too long from now. But actually my favorite fence user was a woman who looked to be probably in her 70s, and she said, "Oh, hey, can I get to industrial from here?" And I said, "Well, there's a fence with a hole in it right there, so you can go through there, but you're going out onto the tracks, which technically you're not supposed to be there, and you could be arrested. So she's like, I don't care about that. So she leaves and goes back to the back of the property. And then she came back and she said, yeah, screw that. There's a bunch of sleeping people out there. And I'm like, yeah, well, welcome to Vancouver. So, but here's the thing. The other thing too about that property is that since the SkyTrain was being built, there were no trains there. They've not been using it because of the SkyTrain being built. Now the trains have sort of returned in the last month or so. So I guess now they're concerned that people would actually get run over or hurt or whatever because they're passing out on the tracks or something. But there you go. That's the drama of Shane calling the police and really pissing some people off because they wanted to drink beer while their dogs chased the ball or whatever.
It's a good story either way.
I'm out of beer.
Same.
Are you out of whatever the hell you're drinking? Lock?
Yeah, I'm well out of it. Yeah.
Damn.
Keith isn't.
He's not done yet.
Look, if he'd down an entire thing of whiskey in this run, that would have been a bad thing. I'm pretty sure by the look on his face, he's satisfied with the level of whiskey that he has drunk this evening. Am I correct on that?
You are absolutely correct on that.
Yeah. You have the look of a satisfied man.
Yeah.
It is a delicious whiskey. I may or may not finish what's in the cup.
Very good.
Okay, so I have a question about that. So what do you do given the cost of whiskey? Are you dumping that down the drain or are you going to pour it back in the bottle?
I will because it is in a mason jar. I'll just throw a lid on it and put it in the fridge.
Cool.
That's that. I do that sometimes with beer and definitely hard alcohol. Like any spirit would definitely go back into the fridge. Mm-hmm. Although, really, at the amount of alcohol that's in a spirit, would you really, if you poured it back in, would it matter?
It probably wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't.
But is it bad taste? Is it like terrible manners?
Yes,
it absolutely is.
Would anyone?
It's a wee bit of sketch in it.
It is sketchy from a social point of view, but from a health point of view, no.
Yeah, probably not such a big deal. Any final words, boys?
No, I think I'm done.
Yes, because by the way, yes, it's about 12:30 your time, so you are way in the. Actually, all three of us here are on the West Coast except for Locke. So, so anyway, we'll leave it at that. Thank you all for watching and hanging out because basically we do this because we just do it for fun. We drink some beer, pretend we review it, and then we get drunk and go to sleep. So that's basically the show. If you want to see us get incredibly sloshed. That'll happen closer to Christmas time because apparently we always drink coffee with whiskey and then we drink beer. So, hey, you never know what's going to happen. Alan has gotten naked a few times over the years. So, could happen again.
Usually in the shower, but
yeah, well, you know how it is. Hey, you bought that waterproof
OnlyFans.
That's right.
Yes, if you want to subscribe to our OnlyFans, don't.
We have to create one first.
Crafty Boys Nights. All right, it's time for bed. Talk to you all guys next week, and don't forget we are going to be doing the Advent calendar as well once I find one, and then Alan and I will be talking about 24 different beers over a very short period of time, and our livers will hate us for it. But you only live once. Talk to you all next week. Thank you very much, boys. Get sexy.
Aye, and goodbye.